All right, howdy tigers. This is Miss Gallant, and I was wanting to go ahead and do some videos for the Unit 4B practice test, since your Unit 4B test is coming up soon. Okay, so let's look at the first couple of questions. The first couple of questions are just polynomial vocabulary. So number one, it asks us to provide an example of each. So let's look at the words trinomial, binomial, polynomial, and monomial. This refers to the number of terms. So if there's a monomial, that means there's going to be one term. If there's a polynomial, polynomial can be any number of terms. So every monomial, binomial, trinomial, any of that would be considered a polynomial. Usually we have polynomial for 4 or more, but with this being a linear polynomial, we can do just one term. Binomial has 2 terms, a trinomial has 3 terms. And then if we look at the word in front of each, if we look at the adjective in front, this tells us the highest degree of each polynomial. So quadratic means that the highest degree would be 2, or the largest exponent would be an exponent of 2. Quartic would be 4. Linear would be 1. And cubic would be 3. Okay, so a quadratic trinomial means I'm going to have 3 terms and the highest exponent is going to be 2. So we could do x squared plus x plus some constant. And you could throw numbers in front of these two. So let's do a 3. Let's do a negative 3, a 2x, and a 6. Doesn't matter. The important thing is it has 3 terms and my highest degree is 2. So there are a ton of various answers here. There's an infinite number of answers. So, yeah. Okay, a quartic binomial. So that means that we're going to have 2 terms and the highest degree is 4. So let's start with our highest degree. Let's do 4x to the 4th minus 2. You can leave it as 2. You can put an x there. You can even put an exponent there, but the highest exponent is 4. All right, a linear polynomial. Okay. So normally polynomial means 4 or more, but really and truly any, a polynomial is any set of terms. So we don't have to follow that 4 or more rule. That just, normally we would call it a monomial if it was one term. In order for it to be linear, the highest exponent has to be 1. So that would mean just an x. You could have something in front of it. And we could include some terms after that. So like a 5x plus 7. So that would be a binomial, but a binomial is still a polynomial. So, so the term number doesn't really matter on this one because polynomial would include any monomial or any polynomial, any number of terms. All right, and a cubic monomial means one term. Highest exponent is 3. As long as you have x third in there, you could put anything you want to in front of it. And again, these don't have to be x. You could have any variable in there, just as long as the degree is correct. Yeah, and you can have whatever number you want in front. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's look at number 2. Classify the following by term and degree. So we're kind of going backwards from this. So this has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. The highest degree is 3, so that means this is a cubic trinomial. Okay, this has more than 3 terms, so it's just a polynomial. The highest degree is 4, so this is a quartic polynomial. Okay, C, there's one term, so it's a monomial. The highest degree is 1, since there's no exponent, so this is a linear monomial. And D, this is a trinomial with a degree of 2, so this is a quadratic. Trinomial. All right. Okay, so number 3 asked us to write each polynomial in standard form, then identify the leading coefficient and the constant. So standard form goes from the highest exponent down to the lowest exponent. So we're going to start with our highest exponent, negative 4x to the third, okay, plus 3x squared. Okay, this one, our highest exponent is this 2x to the fourth minus 6x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x minus 4. And then our last one, start with the highest exponent, 7x squared plus 4x plus 10. All right, so those are all in standard form. Then the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the very first term. So the first term here is x to the third. The coefficient of that is negative 4. The first term is 2x to the fourth. The coefficient of that is 2. And our leading coefficient here is 7. All right, and then our constant is it should be the very last term if you have a constant. Not every polynomial has a constant. It will be the term that does not have a variable. So if we skip ahead to the second one, negative 4 does not have a variable. That's a constant. 10 is also a constant. If we go back to the first one, there isn't a constant, but I could add a plus 0 at the end, and that would give me, that would be my constant. Adding 0 does not change the value of this, but now it, excuse me, it doesn't change the value of this, but that would be so that would be considered my constant. Okay. Number 4, define standard form of a polynomial. Provide one example and one counter example. So standard form is a polynomial where terms are ordered from the, let's not say highest. Let's go from the greatest degree to the least degree. Okay. So an example, we could do any of these that we've already written. Let's go with 4x to the third minus 8x squared plus 2x. I went from the highest degree to the lowest degree. A counterexample or a non-example would be anything that's not in standard form. So we could pull from any of these since these were all mixed up. So a counterexample could be something like negative 6x to the third plus 7x minus 4 plus 2x to the fourth plus 5x squared. So this would not be in standard form. This would. Excuse me. All right, number 5, define constant. Provide one example and one counterexample. So a constant is a term that is not multiplied by a variable. So some examples could be -5, +8, 1/4, 0, etc. It's just a number. Counter examples be x, -5x squared, 8y, 1/4 z, so on and so forth. Anything that, and let's throw a exponent on there. I don't know. Anything that would have a variable would not be a constant. Anything without a variable is a constant. Okay, so I'm going to end the video here. I know we still have quite a bit to go, but this is all the vocabulary. And I'm going to pick up on the next video with adding and subtracting polynomials. So hope this video was helpful. I'll see you on video 2.